Okay, hello. We're starting something new today. What we're going to be doing is working from a sefer called Malos HaTorah in order to explore the deeper and more inner ways of looking at what Torah really is, what it does for us, and how it affects us in our lives, to appreciate something of the chashivas, of the gift that Hashem gave us. So today what I'm going to try to do is first give you sort of my own introduction, and then read at least some of the introduction in this sefer. The sefer was written by the Vilna Gaon's brother, okay, and there's a very interesting commentary on it, written by Rav Yitzchak Isaac Chaver, and that's the sefer that we're doing. So first, my own introduction. The first thing we have to know is, what do we actually mean when we use the word Torah? Are we talking about a vort that somebody said at Shalashudis, or are we talking about the 5 books of Moses? What are we talking about? So the word Torah literally means hora'ah. It's instruction. So when Hashem created the world, He did so with a plan. So this plan, the blueprint of all reality, is what we'll call Torah Kedumah, the ancient Torah, the pre-existent Torah, the Torah with which Hashem created the world. So that Torah, which is Hashem's own will and wisdom, at that point was certainly not known to anyone other than Hashem, whose level of knowing, by definition, is very distant from our wisdom, from our capacity to know. So He brought the world into being. The creation narrative begins with the word Bereshit bara. In the beginning, Hashem created. An interesting play on words that one could make there is that the word bara, if taken to its Aramaic root, bar means outside. Gav means inside, bar means outside. So Bereshit bara means at the beginning Hashem created things on the outside, meaning it's kind of reality that isn't Him. Until that moment, there was only the Creator. From that moment onwards, there's the Creator, but there's also the creation. So the potential for externality was there. What's that all about? So asking the big question, and why did God create the world, which isn't really our question, is on a certain level only knowable through following the instructions that He gave us to put the book together, to put the world together in its place. So the Torah Kedumah was known by Adam. He was created knowing. So you know how children will say, which came first, the chicken or the egg? You know, this very important and deep question. And whatever you say, you're wrong, which with children is the case very often. If you say the chicken, they'll say, well, how did the chicken get there? Doesn't it come from an egg? And then if you say the egg, they say, well, who laid the egg? Wasn't it a chicken? Okay, wait. So we'll spare ourselves that. But when you ask Adam, was he a baby? Was he born as an infant? No, he was created as an adult. The Midrash says he was like a person of 20. Now, a person of 20 is mature enough to be accountable for their deeds. A person could be judged by the earthly bet-in by the age of 12 or 13, because they could foresee the consequences of their action. For instance, if a 13-year-old throws a baseball through a window, he can't say, oh, I didn't know it would break the glass, or I didn't know glass cost money. You know, he knows. But real accountability, where there's 50-50 conflict, where their ability to experience impulsivity and to overcome it, that's only at the age of 20. So Adam was created a bardas. He knew. What did he know? He knew what the world is for. He knew how it worked. He knew how everything fit into Hashem's puzzle. Each piece of the mosaic. It was on that basis that he was able to give names to everything. He could say, this is what it really is. This is what it is, and this is what it's for. He knew. This is why there's so much significance in this, that he named everything. The Torah says he used Lashon Kodesh, the holy language. That means he spoke the language of transcendence, meaning he wasn't naming things from his limited perspective. He was saying what they really, really are. He knew. So he could use words like Ish and Isha. He knew the essence of being a person, being a man, being a woman. And this is how he knew everything. How things should interact one thing from the other, he was also instructed. So in the Torah, where it says, Al Kain Yazov Ish et Aviv ve'et imo v'davak b'ishto v'yu lebasar echad, etc., there are hints of the Sheva Mitzvot B'nai Noach, as Rashi tells us, the 7 Noachide laws of basic morality. Therefore, a man, for instance, should cleave to his wife, not somebody else's wife. All 7 of them are hinted at there as overt statements. So now what we have is that Adam knew, but he also was instructed. So that means that he had 2 kinds of Torah now. The Torah that was inborn, and the Torah that he was instructed, which is on a higher level. Now, why is something given through instruction on a higher level than something that's inborn? Because inborn knowledge only takes you as far as you go. Something that you're instructed to do could take you beyond your natural limits and the choices you would make given your own intuitions.